Hello all and welcome to this review for Transformers Legacy Commander Class Magmatron. This is an awesome figure, and if you just want to know the short of it, then go out and buy it. I have no regrets purchasing it full price. I found it at GameStop, where it's available in both GameStop in Canada and the US, so I highly recommend it. But if you want a bit more, then for sure, yeah, I'll be very happy to show you all about this awesome guy. So first of all, big fellow. So he wears the commander class very well. I know that sometimes they're a bit small. Like for example, if you look at Rodimus, because he comes with the trailer, but in this case, I really feel you have your money's worth. Just to give you examples. So, like back in the Beast Wars days, our biggest class was, well, for an individual figure, was like this here. This is Mega. Right? That's Megatron, one of my favorite toys of all time. And we also have, from the Japanese line, this is Big Convoy. Right, so he's like way bigger than them. Of course, the original toy was also bigger. He was in a class of its own. But if you want to see him compared to, let's say, what we'd call a leader class, that's what he literally was. So here we have Titan's Return 6-shot, and yeah, he has Chrome Dome's face. My kids were playing with him. Anyways, so he is bigger than that in terms of, well, in every single way. Of course, height, yes, definitely. He's at least a whole head taller, but also bulk. And just when I transformed him for this review, I realized how very cheap it is, lacking in lots of articulation. Like looking back, this is not an amazing figure. I do think in Commander Class we'd see something much better. But of course, fine for what it is. I mean, you are technically paying, what, $40 less for this than you are for that. But I mean, you see it all. I'm gladly paying $40 more for a toy that feels better than getting something like this, which, looking back and playing with it now, I don't think is all that great. But no shade towards him. If you like him, that's perfectly fine. This is just, you know, like retroactively looking at him when I have this guy to contend with. So we're gonna look at him a bit before we get to transformation. I'm gonna take out the accessories. So this is the sword. This one plugs right under the tail of the Landsaurus, the T-Rex type looking dinosaur. And yeah, it goes into this to give him the weapon. Of course, what you can do is you can use these effects parts. Remove the tip. There's 3 tips. And you take this, put inside, and you have an even more awesome weapon that you can yield. And it's straight enough, right? Not too flaccid, so it does the job. So that's that weapon. And he also has the shield, which is made of the inner side of the... it's an Elasmosaurus, but they call it here the... Is it Seasaurus? Yeah, the Seasaurus. Okay. The way it attaches is a bit odd because, and I'll show you, see, it needs to attach to this part of the forearm. Of course, that means that the position is not a typical, position like this. It has to be turned this way. But as you saw, it ends up looking perfectly fine. Okay, so that's him. I'm going to take these accessories to the side. We'll deal with them soon. Now we'll look at this guy. I'm not going to go through the articulation because it would be here for a while, but every single thing that you'd want is there, including like double jointed elbows and the fingers. He's got wrists, everything. So all the stuff that you would expect on a high quality figure he has. Honestly, I'll tell you what he feels like the most to me. It feels like a HasLab release. That's exactly what it feels like to me. So for example, I do have Deathsaurus, and I have Star Saber, and he feels along the same kind of quality like that, where like nothing was, as John Hammond would say, right? There's they spared no expense. It feels like there's like no lack of budget compromise on this thing. It just looks awesome. If there's any compromises, it's in terms of design and also homaging the original, which I'll get to in later parts. Now, what I want to get to is I want to show you here, like this, show you the head sculpt. Is my favorite part. It's really gorgeous. As a fan of like the Megatron, which I was showing before, right, which has the kind of Ninja Turtles mouth thing going on, right? I don't know what was up with that in the late 80s, early 90s, right? They had that kind of thing. But that's what he has. But here they're all like, right, I don't know if you'd say individually painted, but I can make out all the individual teeth. It's really, really well done. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous head sculpt. And speaking of which, getting to the head sculpt, I was talking about his all articulation. One thing that is obviously tougher for him than most other figures is head articulation. He still has it, but just to show you that, obviously, since he has this giant headpiece, you have to turn the whole thing. So he can turn his head, but ends up looking right kind of like this. So it's not as obvious to turn around or to display. But I mean, he can. You can definitely do whatever you want with this guy. He definitely has articulation. He cannot look up or down, though. That's one thing. So I guess that's the one lack of articulation he has. All right. I'll show you him from different sides. That's in the front. And yes, you can expose as you wish. It's better like that. That's how it should be. And you turn around. Here it is. You can angle the tail for it to be more like this if you want something more compact. But the instructions show you to just leave it like that, which is fine. I mean, it's more for example, if you want to put him back of a shelf, this has everything a bit more lined up. Doing that, you need a bit more space. Of course, you still have the Elasmosaurus here. That's still rough, so I mean, up to you. In any case, it's that. He does have the symbols. So that's the Predacon symbol that you have here. And you have another one. Sorry, you can't see. Right there. More things that I want to show you on this side. I mean, the mouths do open to the animals, so you can do that if you wish. I'm just trying to show make sure before we get to the transformation aspect. Oh yeah, of course, another big thing. So I show you the accessories that you have there. He does have 2 extra accessories too, and you see them here. They're on the wings here, so you can have them like so. Right. All right. So now we're going to put these to the side, and I'll show you how to transform him. Okay, so what you want to do is you have to, I mean, obviously, if you don't know this, he's made up of 3 animal components, and they themselves do not have a robot mode. It's 3 animal modes that turn into this robot mode here. That's how the original one was, and that's how this one is. And this one is if you didn't have the original, well, he's extremely expensive to get now on the market. He's been for quite a while. He ends up being just a brick. So now we end up having this wonderful design with all the articulations as I was showing you. So that's cool stuff. Okay, so what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to unhook the C source, so the Elasmosaurus from first. So you would bring up those wings of the Sky Source, unhook this head, and from the side, you're gonna undo it. So this here, it's where the arms are connected, because the arms are part of it. So there you go. That's one that's disconnected. If you want to look to the other side, we're gonna disconnect this side too. This side is not as obvious to see, but you're gonna, there you go, it's a bit better. So you're gonna detach this. There, 1 second. There you go. So now this part's attached, right? That's basically what he is I'll show you the different components, right? So for the Lansaurus, it's basically the torso and the legs. For the arms, it's the C-Source or the Elasmosaurus. And then for the head and details on the chest, it's the Sky Source. Now to transform them, we'll transform the Sky Source first. This one's pretty easy. So all you have to do to transform him is you just take the head, bring it forward like this, and you fold the body, and it's basically done. Then you just angle everything the way you'd like, right? It does open its mouth. You can have the feet like so. And here's your, come on, there you go. Here's your Sky Source. Now, one thing, I mean, it's just because they're pretty much the original two, but I'm not a fan of the head. It looks really creepy. I don't know if it's creeping you out too, but with those kind of like dead eyes, and it's extremely organic. I mean, this whole set is, it's like that. That was the whole thing where you came from, right? And that Japanese Beast Wars things where the creatures were extremely organic. Anyways, that's what we have here. I'll put them to the side, and yeah, you can like we had them before. Why is it doing that? Okay, 1 second. I want to focus better. There you go. So we had before like this when it was in robot mode. Now we can extend them all the way, and he has a very, very, very large wingspan. So here is Skysaurus. Now the other one I'm going to do is I'm going to do the Elasmosaurus next. So I'm going to bring this down a little bit, focus better. So what we'll do here is you want to deal with the arms first. So now this may change from the instructions slightly, but this is how I do it. So what you'll see is that on the palm of the hand, there is this tab here, and that tells you how you're going to connect it to the piece. So you have to look for where it's going to land, and you can see that it's going to connect to this hole here. So all of a sudden, that's guiding you to the true transformation. Sorry, that's guiding you through the transformation. Just gonna, there you go, that's better. So that's that one. Now, same thing on the other one. I'm gonna fold the shoulder into it here. It's gonna help me out first. And the same thing to see where it lands. So the palm, it's gonna be on the bottom here. I mean, it makes sense because what you're doing is you're basically complementing the top. But yeah, that's the logic of the transformation here. Just want to see it. And you do have to get it in because, like, you'll see that it's a very tight space where we're getting into. Okay, now you can unhook this part where the back was, and you have the tail. You can flip that down so it looks like this at a moment. I recommend to flip this part of the Elasmosaurus down. This you're gonna slightly bring up, and this you're gonna be able to also bring up. I'll show you what they tell you in the instructions. So you see there's actually like a dimension to it. This does split from that because you're able to turn it, but not just turn it, but also able to slide it. So you want to slide it like so. Just to show you where I was here, and you slide it to the left. There you go. I do have to, there's a tab here. I don't know if you see it there. Just want to make sure so like that. There you go. The arm assembly doesn't unhook. Okay. And you're going to turn it like so. Just want to make sure I got everything. Yeah, I got everything lined up. So that's how it looks like. And then you can close it up. Let's see, I do it properly? Or is it this way? No, definitely not that way. Definitely not this way. Sorry about that. There, that's better. So, it's flipped up this way. If you want to just see what it looks like under, because after we're going to get it covered. That's how it is. Good. That's how it is. Now you're going to take this part here. No, sorry, that stays there. No, we're good. We're good. That's it. So you don't have to do anything at this point. That's how it looks like. Now what we're going to do is we're going to attach this to it. This was the shield. All we have to do, very much simpler, just lift these panels up. Okay? And have this like this. So now this is going to go on top of there. And like a puzzle piece, it's going to fit on. Sorry. Like a puzzle piece like this is going to fit. That's much better, right? So you got those two holes here, you got these pegs, and they just have to fit all together. Oh, my mistake. See this part here? You have to flip that down. Okay? I have no obstruction. You'll see it's much simpler now for me. And yes, there may be some panel massaging, but honestly, I found it to be not too bad here compared to other releases. Just have to make sure things line up, and it will fit. There you go, you can close that together. It's better. There's a little, this should have been more on the inside, so yes, there is some panel massaging involved, but overall, honestly, I think it's very, very well done, and much better than most panel massaging I've seen in different kinds of toys. I'm going to flip the flippers so that they're all facing the right direction. And here is your Elasmosaurus, or Stegosaurus, I should say. I'll bring him here. Now, the more complex one is the Lansaurus. So it's like this, although most of the transformation will be done. Like you see him like so. Let's see if I can get it. Yeah, because it's going to go from being very vertical to being horizontal. Right, here's the head. Okay, and you know what? It reminds me, I brought out my Beast Wars Megatron. This reminds me a lot of Beast Wars Megatron. Obviously, the feet is the same kind of mechanic going on with the minimal change during transformation. But the part that I like is the change, like I said, from vertical to horizontal, which we see in Megatron. So what we're going to do here is the back actually doesn't transform too much. It's all about the front area here. So you unhook the chest part, right? So you had these, I don't know if you see them. Yeah, you had these holes here that were in these larger holes. So you have to disconnect them. And this will, let's see. Here you go. You turn it like so. Oh, my bad. The first thing you do, I was thinking about being vertical. You have to actually extend him. So you just take the legs and you pull it. And there you go. And that's better. So that's the kind of shape you want to have. Good. And now like I was saying about Beast Wars Megatron, this is also very similar. So you're going to take the head, you're going to bring it down, and you're going to turn this assembly. First what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift this panel here, like so. I'm going to rotate the head. So it looks like this. All right. I'm going to bring the feedback so it's maybe easier to see. All right. Good. So now what we're going to do is, as like a gullet here, you're going to bring it down. And this is one of the small steps that I find just so genius, because it's just such the perfect shape for it to fit right under, and it totally like disappears into it. Like this is like when I find that wizardry and why I absolutely love collecting Transformers. Okay, so put that down. You could bring this piece a bit more down too. Make sure that this stays down so it has this kind of angle. I'm going to get these guys out of the way so it's clearer for you to see. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we have these pieces that were here on the side. We're going to bring them up. This is the side of the Lansaurus. And these do all connect. So I'll show you where they connect to. You've got the more important piece is this one here, right? This tab will fit into this hole. There are others, but if you get that one, then the rest all fits in. And you can do it on both sides. All right, so there you go, that's done. Here he is. Then you can detach the, like what we'd call them T-Rex arms, right? Hey, fun fact, if you want to know how long a T-Rex arm is, look at your own arm. If you're a grown adult, because the T-Rex arm was the same size as an adult human arm. Okay, so that's done for that. See, we're almost basically done. There are two other aspects now to do. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna split this like this because we're gonna need this whole area to be basically the hilt of the weapon that we saw before. This unfolds and it's gonna cover up all this. But I do want to focus on the legs first though. So there's a few steps here. You have these like kind of like knife pieces. We're gonna push them back in, and then here for the heel, what we're gonna do is we're gonna fold the back part in, and we're gonna fold the entire heel. So it all disappears. It's very, very well done. Same thing here. Pieces go back, right? Fold, fold. So we have that done. We also have this in the back, which was in the robot mode. This disappears fully into the animal leg. Same thing here, and disappears fully in. Now there is this whole assembly that comes out of the dino leg. We're gonna keep it like this. We're gonna take them out. We're not gonna finish it because this is for the very, very end. Now the next part is, oh sorry, if you're wondering what I did, so we had this open like that. What I did is I made sure that this was flush against the pelvic area, and I folded this down. Now, in terms of connections, this is the one that I like the least. First thing we do, it's how this connects to the whole pelvic area. The first thing we're going to do here is we're going to unhook this so that it looks like so. All right, now we've got these two here, which are rather annoying. You have to, bring this down and then open this up. This is somehow way more difficult than it should be. There you go. So I got one out of the way. You gotta do something for the other one. It's always easier once you have one out. So that's how it ends up looking. And then you're going to unfold it all the way. So it ends up looking kind of like this. Now for this part, you're gonna bring this handle like so. Oh yeah, and just running there's another piece of this symbol. So like each one we saw the parts from the animals. This is another one. Okay, now we're gonna bring this down like so. So basically it looks like this. Now we're gonna connect it. This will actually fit into land source. So I'll show you where, because this is not obvious. I don't know if you can see it. Here. Really not obvious to the camera. But yeah, this hole here. Right there. This hole. That is going to accommodate this handle that we had. So I'm going to plug it in. That's why it's hard to see. This is, like I said, my least favorite part of transformation, but it does work out. So I have it like so. Now I don't connect it fully because even though I try, I'm never able to get it all the way done. What I'm able to do is I'm able to do that, and once I secure this area, then I just push it all in together. I don't know if that makes any sense, but here. So this is what I'm going to try to do. We have it like so. This is a very compromising position for this dear dinosaur. So this is in. I'm going to take this area, flip it forwards. This is going to be very tricky, especially when I have the camera between. Basically, this area is going to fold into this. So like so. See that? It actually ends up fitting like a really nice, like a perfect jigsaw puzzle. It's hooked by those like little annoying pieces that I was talking about before. That's what hooks it. We'll go back here. There's hooks here into the side. And yes, you can make it flush, which is what I'm doing here now. So you see it is flush, and it's connected. And the bag's connected as well. Wait, there you go. Perfect, look good. So I got that done. Okay, we're good. Now, what we're gonna do here with the legs, you position them like so it covers, all that whole kibble area. And now you're able to take what I was talking about before, this area, and you're gonna plug it in like so. Basically, it looks kind of like, hydraulics. Like that. And that's what you end up with. Right? You can maybe position it a little bit more like this, like so. Right? And there's your land source. So you have your land source, you have your sky source. And I just realized you can plug these back in. Right? We'll do that here now. That's one. Focus, thank you. And two. 1, 2. So, sky source, land source, and scissors. Let's see if we get them all. And there you go. Here's your awesome Magmatron set. So yeah, like I said, I mean, you can see that there was all the kibble, but the way I have it positioned, it seems to all disappear. It's very, very well done set. Very well done set. Yes, he is that big chunky boy, but I think it's fine. I think it seems to work. It's worked pretty well. Right? Ian found a way to cover the whole area underside, so that you don't even see the bit that would be technically that they're trying to like copy from him and him, right? The whole chest area. Well, that's all covered, so you end up just with a dino. So very, very well done. Just here they all are, looking lovely. So yeah, I highly recommend this set. If you have doubts, you'll by all means go for it. If this looks kind of interesting, yeah, I don't think you'll regret it. Oh yeah, wait, one last thing. Forgot. I mean, there's two last things, but here. The sword, like I said, will plug right under here. Now, there is another mode, which is the one where it's kind of like a chimera, right? We're all stuck together. I'm gonna keep that for another video. It's not essential, but it is fun that they're able to do it. So anyways, on this note, I wish you all a great day. Bye.